Houston Station, we're ready for the event.
U.S. Department of Education, this is Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Arnie Duncan, and we have some fantastic students from Deal Middle School and Hart Middle School. We're at the Department of Education in Washington, D.C. Do you hear me okay?
We have you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the International Space Station.
Welcome aboard the International Space Station. Thanks so much. Welcome to the crew of the International Station, Commander Wheelock, Flight Engineer Walker, and Flight Engineer Kelly. Our students are ready and eager to hear from you. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. And the first question will come from Sophia Clayman of Deal Middle School. And Sophia, you're up.
My name is Sophia, and my question is for Doug Wheelock. What kind of research are you working on, and how will it help us understand our planet and the universe?
Hi, Sophia. Well, that's a great question, and that's the purpose, the prime purpose while we're here on the space station is to operate these laboratories. We have at any one given time over 130 experiments going on board. We're studying the Earth, studying space, studying our bodies and our body's reaction to being in space and long duration, and trying to learn a little bit more about material development and development of medicine and pharmaceuticals and things like this. And so what we're trying to do is operate these laboratories in the absence of gravity. And when we take gravity out of the equation, sometimes some wonderful things happen. Things like crystals grow in 3-dimension now rather than in dimension like we have on Earth. And we can, through this process, develop new processes of developing materials and developing pharmaceuticals to help us in the areas of medicine. And also, in the process of doing that, we're staying long duration on board the space station, sort of replicating a transit time to another body in our solar system, be it Mars or the Moon or an asteroid or something. And so we're using ourselves as test subjects as well to determine how we can survive and thrive in an environment away from Earth's gravity for a long period of time.
Thank you.
My name is Gary, and my question is for Shannon Walker. How do you communicate with other crew members if people are from different countries?
Gary, that's a good question. One thing we have to do is learn different languages. Another thing is we generally speak English at the space station. But I can assure you, when I was studying in Russia to be the co-pilot of the Soyuz, I had to learn the Russian language so I could communicate with the Russian control center in Russian. So basically, we learn lots of different languages.
My name is Alex, and my question is for Scott Kelly. Do you have any free time? And if so, what do you do to entertain yourself?
Well, hi, Alex. We do have a bit of free time. You know, we're normally very busy up here, and most of our working day and even sometime in the evenings and on the weekends is spent working because there's so much to do. But on those occasions where we do have some free time, there are certain things we do to entertain ourselves. One, and I think most space stations crew members would agree, the best one is actually to look out at planet Earth, because it is so truly beautiful from this vantage point. And because we fly around it every 90 minutes, we get to experience seeing places on Earth from a distance that we might not get to experience if we travel there someday. And it's a really interesting perspective to look at Earth above the atmosphere. It's a very, very beautiful planet, and we're all fortunate to have it. Also, we have to exercise a lot on board, and most crew members really enjoy doing that, because normally flying around in microgravity, you don't get a whole lot of exercise like you might, just walking around on Earth. So exercise becomes very important to us. We have a bunch of movies we can watch. We listen to music, read. So a lot of the things that you would do on Earth for entertainment also do here on the International Space Station.
My name is Deontay, and my question is for Doug Wheelock. What is the International Station meant to accomplish?
Hi, Deontay. Well, that's a very good question. And that's our primary purpose here, is to operate this laboratory. We're a world-class laboratory, and we offer a unique environment up here. Inside of the station, we can offer an environment where you remove gravity from the equation in all these scientific studies and in the areas of research of pharmaceuticals, medical, biological experiments, and things like this. And also we have outside of the space station means to conduct experiments out in the vacuum of space as well. So we're gathering all this science for our scientists on the Earth, and plan to return great scientific discoveries in the area of increased or efficient processes, better materials, better pharmaceuticals to help our life on Earth be much, much better.
My name is Gus Marquand, and my question for Shannon Walker. And my question is for Shannon Walker. How is food on Earth different from food in space?
Yeah, Doug just said it was tastier. In some sense, that's true. The main difference between food on Earth and food in space is so much of what we have up here is dehydrated. It takes a lot of fuel to get water up into space, because water is actually relatively heavy. So we remove the water on the ground and launch the food, which is dehydrated, into space. So that is one of the biggest differences that we have. And so you ask, well, what do? We've got water up here. Where does that come from if we're not launching it? We actually make water. When the shuttle is on attached to the station, we can get water from the shuttle, because they make that as a product for making electricity on the shuttle. So we get water from the shuttle, and then we also make water on the space station.
My name is Nicholas, and my question is for Scott Kelly. Have you ever had a problem or been injured while in space?
I think your question was, have we ever had any problems here in space, like potentially maybe a problem with a system or with one of the crew members medically. We do occasionally have problems with the systems. Just about an hour ago, we had a warning go off in the Russian segment of the system of the space station that said there was a low level of oxygen in the Russian what's called the FGB, or functional cargo. It's one of the Russian modules, and it said the oxygen was very, very low, like maybe 10% of what it should normally be. And fortunately, that wasn't a real emergency. It was just a sensor. But we do have more serious things happen at times. Before I got here, we had a failure of a pump that's very important to cooling the outside of the space station, and so we do occasionally have things go wrong, but we have ways to respond to those, and so far we've been pretty good at it.
My name is Will, and my question is for Doug Wheelock. What is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen from space?
Well, that's a great question, and the most beautiful thing is my crewmate Shannon. Well, actually, I think probably everyone would agree. The most beautiful thing that we can see from the space station is our planet, and of course, there are so many different things to see about our planet, both in daytime and nighttime. When I first came up here, I thought, and I first got a chance to look at Earth, the Earth is like an explosion of color in this big sea of darkness that's space that we know, and what I thought about what it would be like to go into eclipse and come on the backside of the Earth when the Earth was in darkness. That I thought, well, probably it would just blend in with the darkness of deep space. But no, the Earth at night as well is just alive with life and with motion, and we get to see lightning and aurora and city lights, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So I'll have to say that of my most beautiful sight so far of the Earth has been back a couple of months ago. I believe it was in July or August. We were able to see the southern lights, the aurora over the South Pole, and we actually had a night where the moon was full and the sun was coming up, and we had this beautiful aurora, and the moon was shining the aurora, as was the sun, the rising sun, and so it was pretty dramatic and just a beautiful picture out the window, and we all were glued to the window that night.
My name is Shawana, and my question is for Shannon Walker. Do you feel like your personality or the